I just had lunch, brunch, whatever you want to call it, here at this restaurant. Phenomenal home-cooked food. I'm going to talk about it, and I'll have some pictures up for you in a minute. Hey, people. All right. So, there's going to be one of my more serious videos with my glasses on. See, I squint because my glasses are off, and I'm also I always look at my surroundings. And I'm sitting here at a truck stop off of the toll road for Ohio Turnpike toll road, and I'm on my way back to Utah. So I'm on my way back to the West Coast. Mr. DCI James, who asked me where I was at, because he's back in my home state of Arizona. He's having truck issues. He burnt his brakes out. We just gonna keep it real, and that is a newbie thing, because you shouldn't be burning your brakes out. I've seen some old drivers do it because they're driving crazy as hell, but you shouldn't be burning your brakes out. And if you're doing that, then there's something wrong with your driving method, which means you're being too aggressive. You're my homeboy and all, but I'm gonna just say that right off. I can already tell by some of the things you shared and how fast you're going. You're a very aggressive driver. Please be careful, okay? And that is part of that testosterone going on with you guys, which is why I hate to do this to you fellas out there who are watching me. Women tend to be better drivers. Not so much that we take more precautions. We're more cautious. Like, for example, I got flipped off last night. Several drivers. I was going about between 35 and 45 miles an hour. We had a heavy downpour of rain here in Ohio, and these guys are flying past. Same thing happened to me coming out of West Virginia. Now, what's interesting to me is, as I'm getting flipped off and everything else, after we come over this little hill, there's a driver who spun out, and it's a truck, semi, into the ditch in the middle of the north and south, or the east and west, north and south, whatever, lanes. East and west, I think it was east and west. Lanes. He spun out in the middle. So he's in the mud, and they had to tow trucks and everything, because you're going too fast for conditions, okay? So you should not be burning your brakes out in mountains. If you are, it means you're not using your truck appropriately. These trucks are equipped with jakes. They're equipped, if you're automatic, you should be equipped with, I don't know of any automatic that's not. That's equipped with going manual mode. And even if you're in stop and go traffic, I've been in stop and go traffic in Donner, never burnt my brakes out. Never glazed my brakes. None of the above. Because there's a way to drive the truck. And if you're driving it aggressively or irritated, you need to tone it back, okay? I'm not trying to be mean, but the reality is, it's life or death. And you burn no brakes out in a mountain, you're done. Not only are you done, you might be helping some other people be done with life. So please just tone that back. Anyway, just a little bit there, DCI, but it's all love, okay? So just rethink how you drive a little bit, okay? Tone it back. I'm going to do some shout outs, and then I'm going to get in this video. I'll talk about it in a minute where we're going with it. At the end, I'm going to show you some stuff to try to mellow things out, because when I saw this article, Laura put it up on TheTrucker411 channel, it didn't sit in my spirit good. So I was going to do a video last night. I deleted that video because I was so tired I fell asleep. And I got here this little hole-in-the-wall truck stop with a phenomenal restaurant, all home-cooked food. Very nice. You know, when I come to places like this, being my persuasion, being African-American, and ain't none of me in the restaurant, I do become a little concerned, because sometimes I've been places where I've been treated differently, depending on where I'm at in the country. I can also tell when I go to truck stops, when there are people who don't particularly care for my persuasion. I mean, you'll have some that are very friendly and they're cool, and then you have the others that don't care for you, and you automatically know it. They try to play it off, or they don't play it off at all. In Utah, there's a Flying J up there. There's a girl, I sat on the scale literally 20 minutes and had to call the phone. And then she answered and she said, I'll go to the speaker for you. And then when I came in, she wouldn't even serve me. It was another gentleman there behind the counter that served me. So it happens. We're going to talk about that a little bit here, because there's just an atmosphere in America right now for minorities that can be dangerous out here for us, okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to talk about how you can protect yourself on a lot of levels. So this video is going to be extremely serious, because I'm going to share an article and put the link below. It is also on our Trucker411 Facebook page. Heavy, heavy, heavy story. and Laura, who does our news. We all do news, but Laura really is focused on that because that's her part. And she just kind of volunteers. She had some family in trucking, and she also works for first responders in Arizona, works for the fire department. So it's just something that she just kind of chimed in and started helping and was putting it up so much, we made her an admin. So I want to thank her for taking out the time, even though she's not a trucker, doing that. But yeah, it's very deep, and it just, whew. Anyway, let's do the shout outs. First, I wasn't going to do it on this video, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it because I have quite a few people who have done some joining and are commenting. You might not be actually joined, but if you would join, that's great. Definitely join the Trucker Doll channel, but also if you can take a look at the Trucker411 channel. We have Facebook and 411. We also have a web page. I got to talk to my boy because I haven't heard from Sean and see how he's doing. But and he put up our website for us, so we'll talk about that. We got more coming. I'm working on a logo right now, so we got more coming. And once I hear back from our logo people, you're going to probably see us with our hats. I think we're going to start with hats, and then we'll move to shirts. And then we may even offer them on here. We're going to be talking in our next video regarding, we're going to be doing some things dealing with charity. And we're going to be talking about that in our next video. So we'll be talking about that because there's a lot. There's a lot. Anyway, so shout outs. I want to thank the following people for either commenting, joining, both, or if I haven't heard from you in a while, I'm going to shout you out. So Sir Jackus made Jackies, something like that. JACQUES, Jackies, Jacques Cousteau, Jacques, might be Jacques, like Jacques Cousteau, Sir Jacques Major, maybe, Anissi Samoni, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing your names wrong, Saimoni, so thank you. Vanessa Knight, thank you for joining. MJE, you did a communication comment on the per diem video I did, and I just want to say this. I'm going to shout this out because his comment was, I was like, y'all, I'm trying not to cuss, but I was like, damn. When I read his comment, all I could say was, damn. I presume he worked for Trans Am. He put that out there. He said that his per cent per mile was 31 cents per mile. His take home was 19 cents per mile because these people kept 12 cents per mile for per diem. Crazy as hell. Only tax me on what y'all supposed to tax me on. I ain't asked you to keep no per diem. I was like, run, don't walk from Trans Am. Okay? He taking home. Who can live on 19 cents a mile? I was making more take home per mile back in 2010, and they wasn't paying us crap when I was working for Swift. And for Warner, it was like 26 cents a mile. Crazy as hell. So you got to eat. 19 cents a mile? And then you got to wait till the end of the year. I got no comment. And they riding at 12 cents per mile. They riding that on the market, making interest off the money they should be paying you up front. And then you're going to have to deal with all the shenanigans at the end with taxes because of this per diem crap that you can write off later. I got no comment. But anyway, thank you for commenting, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you need to run, not walk, and go find you somewhere else. I'm just saying. Shake it, pop it, roll it. I haven't heard from you in a while, girl. Thank you for commenting. The Mono Lift 75. Thank you for joining the channel. Having fun with Miss Pearl. I think I've heard other YouTubers, but I think you go by Miss Pearl. But anyway, thank you for joining the channel. I'm thinking you're the same person that other YouTubers have been talking about, a few other ones. And thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for commenting. She commented on the hashtag Drudge Challenge. And I'm just gonna call you Miss Pearl. Having fun with Miss Pearl. Ma'am, let me say this to you. We need some positivity. We got enough negativity, and you know, it's one of the reasons I say I like D-Boy Stance, because even if something's negative, she makes it funny, because out here there are a bunch of buttholes out here. It's like the guy who mentored me in the industry, and I'm gonna quote him. Bill said, he said, "You're gonna build a thick skin out here." He said, in this industry, He said from sunup to sundown, there's an asshole born every minute. But it's so true. It is so true. And I'm gonna say this: last night when I was coming through the mountain, I was playing some gospel because I watched that. It had really messed me up. This video that Laura sent, I'm gonna play it for y'all. It really, my spirit was heavy, and I've got me some gospel. If y'all haven't checked her out, I think it's Tori Kelly. Y'all might check her out. She got Kirk Franklin's working with her on some stuff, and it's on hit. It's on hit. There's another one, Koryn something. I have to put it like they on hit. They on hit. Actually, what I'll do is I'll try to link their videos below. They on hit. They on hit. These contemporary Christian is on hit. But you know, we're gonna get to the article in a minute. All right. So having fun with Miss Pro. Thank you for joining. David Mahone, thank you for joining. Catherine Maddox, thank you for joining. Kenya Coleman, thank you for joining. And Felicia Joseph, thank you for joining. Now, this is only for the Trucker Doll channel. We've had some new membership to the Facebook page for the Trucker411 group, as well as to the Trucker411 YouTube channel. We're getting the membership slow. It's not about numbers for us as much as it is about helping and reaching people who may want to come into this industry. You need to understand this industry. And I think sometimes we have people that give you the romantic side of this industry. And I'm getting to my topic here in a minute. They give you the prettiness of this industry. They give you the adventure and the romance of this industry. It's some work. Even though we sit our behinds in this chair and they call it a more sedentary job. Last night, I got so tired, it took all I had, and I was trying to find a truck stop or a rest area or somewhere to pull over. I don't normally pull over on the side of freeways. Even if they say emergency parking for 2 hours, I tend not to do that because if somebody hits your truck, it's going to be your fault, okay? And if they die in the process, so like the little Oklahoma company I was working for, one of the drivers, his niece, was texting. They know she was texting. And she hit a parked trucker and died. That trucker is going to go to jail for manslaughter. Yes, he is. And he's going to lose his CDL because he was sitting on the side of the freeway. I think he either needed his break or needed to go to the bathroom, whatever. You really want to avoid those situations at all costs. Okay? This is a very dangerous job. Okay? It's one of the top dangerous jobs, like the railroad, things like that. And what like what my father did, what I'm doing now. I love driving. I love the piece of it. The companies suck. So far, I haven't. Trying to find a decent company. If you get a decent company, then you got to deal with crazy behind driver managers. So I'm trying to find a middle of the road somewhere, a middle happy place. If I can't find that, I'm going local. But there is some romance to it. You do see some beautiful views. I came through West Virginia, hadn't been up there in a while. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The mountains are gorgeous. The Rockies in Colorado are gorgeous. The Smokies outside of Tennessee are gorgeous. There's some beautiful stuff to see. And at certain times of the year, it's deadly and dangerous. But not only what we do as far as the occupation itself, as far as the job itself can be dangerous, but your personal safety can be dangerous. So I'm going to share some stories with you, and then I'm going to get into this article that Laura had. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I watched it, and I read, there's a video you can watch and the article, so the interview they did with the mom, and I'm presuming whoever manages the truck stop. So the video is going to be about a young woman who was just recently, this is very recent, like September 9th to 12th. She was 25 years old, African American, and was found deceased in her truck. Her body, they said, was bloody, so I believe she was attacked. I don't know if she was raped, killed. I don't know all the details. The police are not releasing any information. But apparently what happened to this young woman is so bad that they're going to have to do a closed casket. Okay? So that sounds more like hatred And several things crossed my mind, whether she was raped or whether it was a crime because she's black. I mean, there's just so much going on right now in our world, okay? So I'm going to talk about this, and please hear me. So I'm going to say this. I grew up on both sides of the track. So I grew up where I saw around black folks and around, non-black folks, white folks. The high school I went to, you could count the number of African Americans and Latinos on your hands and feet. And we all knew each other. So we didn't have a lot of minorities. It was a predominantly white school. Predominantly a Mormon school, okay? Because where I grew up, heavy Mormon area. The little Mormon student services was across the street from my high school. So, and I grew up with Mormons, friends with them. Those things don't bother me, okay? So I don't want you to think I don't want you to think I'm about racial things, but I'm aware I am African American. You just can't be in the society we live in America. The same way I'm aware I'm a female. Even though I'm a tomboy, I've been one pretty much all my life, I know I'm female, okay? With that being said, because of some things that happened in my childhood, I'm very cognizant of how males may act and or look, especially if you have a lot of males like my father. My father, he looks at body parts on women. He don't care what they look like. He don't care. He sees a chest, he sees a behind. That's all he sees. Total perv, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep it real. And I understand that for whatever reason in our society, and I'm going to call them grown males, they look at body parts. They don't look at people. Now, the females today do almost the same thing now. They're looking at males and they're looking at looks. But normally, back when I was coming up, a woman looked for certain things. A woman looked for certain things in a man, and a man looked for certain things in a woman. If you're talking about a man and a woman, if you're talking about grown females and grown males, they just looking to screw and to looking at body parts, and he look good and whatever. Anyway, back to this young lady. The young lady was found deceased in her truck. And I want to talk about safety. We did some safety videos on the TheTrucker411. I've done a safety video on here. I know DBO Stans has a couple safety videos on her personal channel. And safety is important all the way around. I don't care if you're female. I don't care if you're male. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. In this industry especially, I just met a young lady in, where was I at? Here in Ohio. When I dropped mine, I had a peanut load for Planters. And when I dropped that load, she said, oh, I'm so happy I meet women drivers. My dad has been wanting me to get my CDL. He's a truck driver, and he wants me to learn because he said I can make good money out here right now. And I said, yes, you can. Go ahead and I told him, check your channel out. And I said, if you do come to this industry, though, find you a good female mentor who can warn you about some of the things. Now, and I also told her to come to the channel. So and I said, and I also gave her some advice about coming to start a company and getting the hell out to start a company. But let me just preface this and I'm going to back up. So, I have had family members that have been in trucking. I have cousins or been in transportation in some form. I've had a cousin who rolled the truck. I had one cousin, as I mentioned, who was basically he was robbed and killed by his truck in Phoenix, which is our home state, in Arizona. And to my knowledge, they never found who did whatever to him. I also have had, that was on my father's side. On my mother's side, my grandfather, as I told you, was an entrepreneur. And he had several businesses. He ran a cooler air conditioning business. He owned properties, so he did rentals. And he also ran a little, it was a little gambling place. They played, a bunch of old people that played cards, little social club. And they would go in and play cards, bingo, Pacino, stuff like that. And he had run it since as long as I could remember. It was his side business he did at night. Made very good money. Actually, I'm going to be honest, it's probably what paid for most of the property. Made very good money at this little place. And he also did the cooler business in the day. We always called him a cooler man. We never talked about the little club at night. And the club wasn't anything, I mean, literally, I'm saying old people. These people, when I say old, back then I was young. So 40 plus. You talking about most of them folks were seniors. And they would go in there and, they played bingo, Pacino, poker, blackjack, smoke cigarettes, and talk about absolutely nothing, right? And I used to go trick-or-treating there as a little girl. When he got too old to run in the club anymore, one of the ladies he was dating back in the day, she said, hey, I'd like to run it. She's younger than him. And so he ended up making her the person to run it. And he said, well, this is what you're going to pay me every Monday, because he knew what the club brought in. And so let me tell you, she was paying him $1,000 every Monday, okay? So if you get $1,000 every Monday, that tells you how much money this little club brought in. He went to go collect the rent one night after years. I mean, my grandfather was in his 70s. And 70s, late 70s, early 80s. Went to go collect the rent from this lady, and some guys came in and they shot and killed him. They were robbing the place. 2 deaths happened that night. One lady had, I guess, I don't know if it was a heart attack or whatever, due to the event. And then the gentleman emptied. My grandfather said, you guys got what you wanted, leave. And the kid emptied the gun into my grandfather. Now, I was in my 20s, and it was on the news here in Arizona. Our family got closure, you know what I'm saying? We got closure. We got to find out who did the heinous crime to him. And those gentlemen went to prison. When you have a child or a family member who is killed in a heinous way, and you have no closure other than, I got a body to put in the ground, that's hard. That's really hard. And one other story, I had a friend of mine. I believe I met these two, because the lady's familiar, and I had met the ladies, her and her sister. I have a friend who would throw parties, her and her husband, back when she was married, and she's from California. One of her friends became a school teacher, and to pay the student loan, she got into a program where she could teach in Louisiana. And you guys, I'm going to see if I can find that news article too. I'll put it below. She's Teacher of the Year. Went out with a group of her colleagues, teachers. Went to some local bar and grill there in Louisiana. And people, y'all got to use some wisdom. I mean, there's just some stuff that I don't understand. I don't understand, especially in this day and age. I just don't understand. Anyway, she went out to her car. She said, I'm going to go out and sit in my car for a little bit or something, to the people she was with. Don't know if maybe somebody spiked her drink. I don't know what happened, but something transpired, and all of a sudden the girl came up missing. They did a search for her for quite a while. And they finally, where they had done a search, they went back and they found her car, and her in her car, half-dressed, dead. Okay? So already told me she was raped. Already told me she was killed. Beautiful sister. Teacher of the Year. It's just mind-blowing. But I'm going to talk about something called wisdom. And I'm sorry if this video is going to be a little long. We have to use wisdom in some of the stuff we do. In watching this thing about the 25-year-old young lady, first thing is, on September 9th, this woman calls her mom and says, Mom, I'm going to be home, whatever, and says that her phone, she believes she was pickpocketed, that somebody stole her phone. Right then and there, all your alarms should be going off as a person. First of all, somebody has identified you, and they're watching you. To pickpocket somebody at a truck stop. She was at the Mardi Gras truck stop in Louisiana. I've never been there, but it's a pay-for-parking truck stop. I do not know where she was parked. This is another critical thing if you're going to be in this industry. Ladies and gentlemen, but especially ladies. If you park that truck, okay, I'm going to say it again. If you park that truck, you park as close as you can to the front of that truck stop, okay? You park where you're visible getting in and out of your truck, okay? If you park in the back and you walking across the yard, I don't care. And I know we got a lot of people who come, you know, I'm stud or whatever y'all want to call it. I'm butch, I'm strong, I'm, you know, whatever. I don't know if this girl fall in that category or not. And you want to think you the toughest chick on the planet. You are still a female. And a male is physically, in most cases, stronger than you. Okay? I'm going to say that right off the bat. I don't care how tough you think you are. I don't care how boyish you think you are. You are a girl. God did not design your body, unless you got some special stuff going on, to usually, in most cases, to strengthen, to be stronger than a man. Your body's just not designed that way. It's just not. Or a male. Could be grown male. Two different types of bodies, okay? Two different types. So therefore, you have to be cognizant of where you're at, okay? I'm talking to y'all because it just really jacked me up. This mama, the lady, the girl's mama, she ain't even allowed to see her daughter. So whatever was in that truck was so heinous, they ain't even let this woman see her baby. This is how badly this baby was attacked. They didn't let this woman see her child. This is how bad that baby was attacked. Not only was she attacked, then I don't know if they brought her back to the truck or the attack took place in the truck. Her body was in her truck. Her own KLLM. KLLM is a company. The body was in that truck. Okay? People, I'm going to say this to you. If you come in this industry, female especially, but males, minorities, listen to me. Use wisdom. I sit in these truck stops sometimes, and I go, not all the time because I'm not a big truck stop person, but if I go to like, what's that one at TA, the Country Pride, or what's the other one, Iron Skillet, and I listen to some of the racist political banter from, and I'm going to say it, predominantly white trucker males, okay? It tells you the mindset of who you're dealing with, okay? Also, as a female, I'm fat as hell. I'm 400 some pounds. I gotta get the weight off. And I just ate too. Y'all see the ate. Me, when I go home and get ready to change some stuff up, I gotta change some stuff up. I'm fat as hell. And I'm limping and waddling across it where I think nobody would pay no attention. They stare. Because they see breast. Sorry, got cut off because I had to delete some files. I went in there and cleaned up, forgot to delete it off. All they do is looking at body parts. So you don't know who's out here. In this industry, we have felons out here. And I'm not saying it could be a felon because it could be anybody. There are some odd people in transportation, okay? It draws a certain type of, and I'm not saying good, there are some people who are just hardworking American folks just doing a job. But there's also people who have some psychological stuff going on. There's some people who are odd in this industry, who are cuckoo in this industry, who are strange. And you got some pervy people, you got people who, you just got some weird folks. And you got people that may not like you for whatever reason. You got people who, rape is not a thing of love. Rape is just, I want to get my rocks off. And it's a thing of less than, because any male who will rape someone obviously does not respect that you're a woman, a female, or even a human. Okay? So it's not a crime of passion. It's a crime of violence. And a crime of just disrespect. They don't see you as a person. They just see you as a body part. Okay? And they probably disdain you anyway. And then they just, I don't know. I don't know if the young lady was raped. I don't know if she was just killed. I don't know all the details. I know they said she went in, she watched a football game. She left out the truck stop. She called her mom, told her that she got pickpocketed, something with her phone. Right then and there, that to me was the hugest red flag sign something's not right and somebody is aiming at me, okay? If I get pickpocketed, a cell phone, we're not talking about your wallet, a cell phone, something's not right. And she had to use the phone inside of the truck stop in order to call home. That's the other problem. Then they said she took an Uber somewhere, and then she's back. So you can watch the article below. If you come into this industry, please, please, please use wisdom. Okay? I'm going to give you some wisdom tips again. This curtain behind me, keep that curtain closed. Okay? And Savanja, you trying to call me? I'm going to call you back, bro. Okay? I'm going to call back in a minute. Savanja, you trying to call me? I'm going to put this video up, and I'll call you back in a minute. Keep that curtain closed. First of all, they don't know if you're teaming. They don't know if you're a trainer. They don't know if you got a dog back there. Okay? Keep that curtain closed. When I drive down the road, they don't know. When you go somewhere like in a truck stop, oh, do you drive by yourself? No. No, I don't. You're a team? Yes, I am. I'm a team. Or I'm a trainer. I might be training the air. My team might be that pillow. You don't need to know whether I drive. Why you need to know who I drive with? None of your damn business. Okay? If you have the front curtains, close both those curtains at night. Lock these doors. Some ladies and men, they will take their seatbelts and hook them through the arm part of your doors, and seatbelt them to the seat. So if somebody is trying to break into the truck, double check and make sure your doors are locked at night. Okay? Double check. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you're in the back of the parking lot, I don't care if it's there evening, but especially at night. But I don't care if you all the way in the back. Get you a porta john. That's a paint bucket and a portable loo, and some trash bags and some Ziplocs. If you just got to pee and you're a female, you can go to get a urinal at CVS, the little female urinal, or you can get you a what do you call it? I use a funnel and a cup, and then pour it in a bottle, and then dump it in a nice area in the morning. If you got to go number 2, have your portable loo, some Ziplocs, some paper towel, and Ziploc and tea can't smell nothing. Tied up in trash bag, Ziploc tea can't smell nothing, and then dispose of it properly the next morning. Okay, and I Ziploc about 4 times. I don't want to smell crap. Disinfect. Don't get your butt off that truck. Okay? I personally, as a female, only time I've sat in the lounge area, I'm sorry, my truck is doing a regen. The only time I've sat in the lounge area where they're watching TV, because it's mainly guys in there, is if I'm doing my laundry at a truck stop. Otherwise, I don't go in there. I can watch what I need on my phone. I just have to use some wisdom and understand it's different in this industry, okay? You got a lot of dudes out here that are on the road for a long time. Some don't have no respect for females, a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot. You know, other than to see you as a boy. I keeps defaulting back to the internal storage. I don't know why. These curtains in the front, keep them curtains closed when you're in your truck, okay? I know there's some ladies out there that for whatever reason you may want attention. Be careful. And even at your turn, I'm going to tell you a quick situation, and then I'm going to end this video. And y'all can watch, like I said, the video that Laura put below regarding this young lady, and then I'm going to see if I can find out about that school teacher. That was a friend of mine I met, and then was a friend of a friend of friends. So, I was at our terminal in Phoenix, okay? And this was just recent. This was just after this home time I just came off of. And I was doing my laundry because our laundry is now free at the terminal. And I normally don't stay at the terminal. I hate the terminal. But I just was home just to get those doctor's appointments out the way because they did that 3-day thing. And so I pretty much stayed on the truck. So I said, well, let me go and do the laundry. And I was doing my laundry at the terminal. I was waiting for some laundry to dry, okay? I got my shower in. I was just waiting for like a last little load. While I'm there, this guy sat down, semi-older white guy. He's supposed to be a veteran. And just because they got that veteran hat on don't mean they're a veteran. I can go buy a veteran hat at truck stop and say I'm a veteran. Supposedly a veteran, you know. And I was working on something. I wasn't even paying attention to him. I was actually doing my paperwork. The next thing I know, he kept trying to talk to me. And he goes, "Are you a mentor?" And, you know, and I'm like, and I was trying to do something on my phone and some paperwork. And so I was irritated because I'm not talking to you. I pretty much, like I said, even at my terminal, I don't normally stay at terminal. I normally go to bobtail over to like our Love's truck stop and stay at the Love's truck stop. Okay, brother walking to his truck with a whole thing of Coors, like, nice truck. Put it on the side box of his truck. He got his Coors. That must be the wife. She coming with her Coke and her flip-flops. Y'all, I'd be amazed at what I see sometimes in the trucking industry. Yep, he put his Coors, and the dog is on the truck. Okay, he an owner-op. I guess you can have your Coors if you're an owner-op. Baby. He got a whole, and I said 6-pack. It's more than a 6-pack, like 24-pack. Anyway, I see it. You see it all out here. Needless to say, gentleman's talking to me. And so finally, I was waiting, and finally I started talking to him. I said, you know, thank you for serving, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So he kept talking and asking. He was going to press. He wanted a conversation with me. He wouldn't leave until I left. And the problem I had was every red flag started to go up. First of all, you're really nice. Then he's extra nice. You need some help with that to your truck? No, I got this. Part of being a trucker is I can handle taking my own crap to my truck. Now, if I know you, I don't have a problem with you helping me. But I don't know who the hell you are. Okay? Even at your terminal, the yard that we have in Phoenix is huge. Huge. And while I normally feel safer on my own terminal yard, my red flags came up. When I'm at a truck stop, unless I'm in the fuel aisle, very rarely do you ever see me get off my truck without this on my head. Either this one or my single one. Okay? The reason I'm like that is because you don't know what folks' intentions are. Okay? You don't know. My cousin who was killed by his truck, he's in his home state of Arizona. He's at home. Your state, you feel usually, I feel a little bit safe unless I'm in a certain area. And he's from the hood. Like, they from the hood. Okay? He was killed by his truck. You got to be cognizant of the stuff around you. And when you get pickpocketed, robbed, all of a sudden everything in you should be on alert. The other thing she didn't do, you got pickpocketed, but you ain't call the police. You didn't call the authorities like, hey, somebody stole my stuff. I'm going to raise some hoopla. Because then it also puts alert like, okay, this person going to put up a fight if I start messing with them. Okay? They're not about the okie doke. They're not about the okie doke. You guys have to be very cautious when you are out here. If you ladies, gents, come out in this industry, while it has some excitement to it, it is work, not everybody out here is for your good. Okay? Not everybody out here is for your good. I know you see a lot of social media where everybody seems like they're cool people. And you're like, okay, this trucker is a cool person. You don't know what that person is. First problem I had with the gentleman at my terminal is that he didn't walk out till I walked out. Flag 1. We walk around the building, there's people around, and the first thing I do is I put my headset up. Because my headset's usually on my neck. I took the headset, put it up on my ears. When he offered to help me with my bags to my truck, I was like, oh no, I got it. Y'all be careful. Don't be asked. You don't know this person. Just a general conversation inside them. I don't know you. My next move was I made a phone call to my sister. Because she's up at night. Hey, girl, what you doing? I started talking about anything. Girl, I'm walking to my truck right now. I'm at our Phoenix terminal. I'm giving her information. And then I say to him, I hope you have a good night, sir. That way she knows someone's near me, okay? Red flags on the play. As I'm walking, I start talking to her. I said, the reason I had to call you was because something didn't feel right about this man walking out this thing with me. Okay? Too helpful. Too helpful. And I'm not saying you can't get help, but when it's too helpful. One, I ain't asking. It's not like I'm working. Like last night, I was at I picked up a load in Nestle. Nestle? Nestle. I think it's Nestle. I picked up a load from Nestle in Ohio here, okay? And the yard dog was very helpful. But that's a work environment. I get that. This was a casual kind of a semi-truck stop environment at our terminal. I don't know you. You came up and you pressing a point first, because I ignored him for the first part. But this white man was not giving up. And so I find it was really nice. I talked to him. I figured, okay, sometimes people are bored. And in this industry, some people get very lonely. But you also have to be cautious as to what people's intentions are. It's not to be that you're going to be mean, but it is to be aware, okay? Last piece for my minorities. Whether you a female, white, because if you're female, you are a minority. The majority in America are considered, even though the numbers have diminished and they really aren't the majority anymore, but majority in America is based on power. And right now, white males are in power still. Okay, it ain't based on numbers, because numbers right now, the majority would be the Latino community. I'm just going to go there, okay? And if we would join forces, it would be the minorities in whole. We outnumber the white male. I'm just saying. Which is why we got all the shenanigans right now, right? Because folks are scared because they're losing their power positions based on their stature in life, that they a white male. Crazy as hell. Instead of just being human. And saying this is my ethnicity. I'm Irish, I'm British, I'm whatever. But anyway, because of a lot of the underbelly of what has come forth, and a lot of people want to blame it on our president. It didn't start there. It started before then. All that happened, though, is he brought to the surface things that were bubbling underneath, especially under the prior president, because people were pissed off that you had a president of color in position. And so you have an underbelly of America that has risen to the surface, and now they have somebody who they feel represents them. And you have an undercurrent that feels we can do what we want to. Maybe I can go and shoot somebody in their apartment. Y'all ain't heard that story. Y'all need to read that about the cop, the female cop, the white female cop who shot the black guy in his apartment, talking about she was at the wrong. It's insanity. Anyway, it's just insanity. But you have a lot of undertones. The same way I was sitting in the parking lot in my truck, people sit there all the time, and he thought it was a black male, and this officer comes over, Barney Fife, to tell me all the things that he could do. And I'm like, oh, really? It's craziness. You know, you got to play the game. So you got to know, don't become confrontational. Be aware of who you're dealing with. Not everybody out here is meant to help you. And when things are strange, you should have some alarms going off in your spirit, people. You should have alarms. I don't know exactly what happened to this baby in the last days and hours of her life. What I do know is my heart goes out because a mama can't even look at her baby. Her mama can't even have an open casket because whatever was done to this woman was that heinous. They said her body was covered in blood. That almost sounds like it's beyond rape to me, okay? And the reason I say that, it almost sounds like, was it a crime of a racial thing? What kind of crime was this? The police aren't even given any information, and they wouldn't even let this woman identify her daughter's body. My other concern was that it happened at a truck stop, and she was left inside, put back in, or she was inside her truck. So like I said, I don't know if the crime happened in the truck. I just know something the hell ain't right. And I know that we have a lot of new people in here coming into this industry, a lot of young people. And you're coming into this industry, and in thus doing, you sometimes do not understand what you're getting into. This can be a great career field for you. It can be exciting, it can be adventurous, but it can also be dangerous on a lot of levels. Your personal safety is key. Everybody out here ain't for your good. And while you see YouTubers on here that romanticize how cool of a job this is and all the positivity and all the things you can do with it, there are still some very crucial things that happen in this industry that aren't good, like what happened to this young lady. And it is very crucial for you, especially females, but also goes for males, to be cognizant of your surroundings, to be cognizant of how you handle yourself, to be cognizant, which means to be aware of, the steps you take. Slim Kim, the lady who was one of my mentors in the industry, when she was driving solo, she always exited out of her passenger door, never out of her driver door, because it made it seem as if she had a teammate or a husband on the truck with her. Safety precautions and using wisdom like that. You never know. Did that save the day for her one day? I was parked back here in the back, and when I got up, I was hungry. So, well, let me see if they got anything to eat. When I'm at this little truck stop and had a restaurant on the side, I looked it up on Trucker Path, found out about the restaurant, and I noticed that the trucks closest to the restaurant, closest to the truck stop, they were gone, so there was empty spots. I drove my truck all the way up here, backed it in, and I could walk right here to this restaurant, which is like within feet. But I'm also in an area where if I get out this truck, there's a lot of people looking. Unless they all join in to gang up and beat the hell out of me, kill me, whatever. It's too much business, too many things going on right now, and it's daylight. But if I'm all the way back in the back, even in this daylight, and I'm walking between trailers, anybody could grab you. Especially if they can tell ain't nobody watching. Underneath that trailer, somebody could hide and grab you. You have to be aware. When I walk past my trailer, one of the first things I do is lean and look down. I'm looking for legs. I don't know if you know this, but in the upper part, some of the upper parts of these trailers, they have little cubbies. There's been people, and I know that there was a female driver where they had illegal immigrants she was down in the border areas. They had crawled up in the top, and she got pulled into, I think, Border Patrol or whatever. She said she kept hearing something. They got up there and they pulled about 3 or 4 of them out of her. They was hiding up in the top of her little area because they could crawl up there in the back. Mine is closed off, but some you can and hide. You have to be cognizant of everything in this industry, and even in your regular jobs. I used to do it when I worked at night, and I would get off a job and I'd be walking out to my car, look around, see what's going on. You have to be cautious and use wisdom. Anyway, y'all watch the article below. If for any reason any of you guys were at that truck stop, it's called Mardi Gras Truck Stop in Louisiana, I think it was in New Orleans, and you saw the young lady, they're going to show pictures of her, and you saw anything that didn't look right, please, 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 call the authorities and give them whatever information you can. I'm going to be putting this video up on our TheTrucker411, our TheTrucker411 Facebook page. I'll be putting it on my channel. And please, 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 if you saw anything, go ahead and call. Because like I said, this mama is going to be bearing her baby and they ain't got no closure. It's hard when you have no closure. I know for the cousin, I don't think they got any closure for him, other than the fact they did find his body. And that's a blessing in disguise in its own way, because it's hard to, all of a sudden you have a family member like these children that come up missing, and nobody knows where their baby's at for years or lifetimes or ever. And, at least you got a body. But if a heinous crime happens, not only do you want the body, you want the person who did the heinous crime. One, we want them off the street so they don't do it to somebody else. Them and their little demons. We want them locked away so they can deal with their demons in a locked away area. so they can't do the heinous stuff to somebody else. Anyway, guys, be blessed. I'm going to put the video up about the food here at this restaurant. And I said it was called Winchester Home Cooking, and it's phenomenal. I had meatloaf. I'll be honest, I had meatloaf, and the meatloaf was... I can cook my butt off. That meatloaf better than my meatloaf. Mashed potatoes and gravy was on hit, and then they had a home cooked pie, and the pie was coconut cream, and I did some iced tea, and I'm good. I'm probably gonna get me an hour of sleep in here after calling Savange, and sleep for about an hour or two, and then I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys are blessed. If you're coming in this industry, feel free to ask questions. Again, thank you to the new subscribers for this channel. Also to any new subscribers for the 411. I was going to do shout outs, but for whatever reason, my notifications, I guess it only goes back so far. Because I was going to write up, and I was looking to see on our email if I could find out who had joined, but it's not giving me any of that, like membership. So I want to thank you for those new subscribers to the Trucker411. We automatically send emails or messages thanking you for joining the Trucker411 Facebook page. Again, this video, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'm not your ploy or your clickbait trucker. It's not about that for me. I started doing this because I started seeing a following of younger YouTubers or people who were interested in coming into the industry, and I kind of try to do no-nonsense questions and answers as best I can. I haven't been on here as frequently because I tried to do the mentor thing and my time was taken up. I was tired. I've got a lot going on right now too on a personal level. I'm trying to get some stuff done and trying to make some decisions about transitioning from this company to another company, whether to go ahead and do my lease purchase deal if I can find a good one or not. And I'm probably going to talk about what I've researched, because I know that a couple of my people on the 411, they're going, either one's thinking about going and one has gone into lease purchase. And I'm going to tell you what I researched. And as Savange say, there's all sorts of methods. I'm trying to use which one works best for me and that I feel is the least risky on those methods. So with that being said, I want you guys to be blessed and be safe and be cognizant, aware of your surroundings when you're at these truck stops, when you're even at your home terminal, when you're with your truck. There's a lot of stuff going on, and whether it's based on somebody who may want to sexually attack you because they're just freaking crazy as hell, or whether they don't like you because you're a woman or you're black or you're Latino or you're from whatever country, and they want to just be buttholes because you don't look like them. Be cautious out here. Be very cautious. Not everybody out here is your friend. And also follow your gut. That was one thing Trucker Bill told me. Follow your gut. Your gut is huge out here. It's just like when I knew last night I need to get off road, I began to start looking. I saw this truck stop, and I was like, I was barely making it. And I was like, you know what, I'm getting off here. And I exited off, and this little dirt lot, looks like it's mainly independent truckers here. Nice. I haven't gone to truck stop side, but the restaurant was on hit. And I parked, went to the bathroom, and came back to had me brunch, came back here and decided to do this video. This is going to be a long video, but I think this is a very serious subject. And like I said, if any of you guys are at that truck stop, please call the authorities. If you saw anything, you saw this young lady, anything outside the ordinary, call and at least help as best you can. And maybe they'll find a person who did this, a person or persons. And yeah. I'll put the link below about that school teacher as well if I can find it. Yeah. Anyway, God bless you, people 2 and 2.